D-Man Wellness.
Hey guys, this is your wellness coach D-Man, and I'm also a recovering alcoholic. So I have this wound. Let me show it to you. You can see it here. I have this scar underneath my eye. And in this video, I want to tell you what happened. Everybody who has had an addiction, or many alcoholics I know, have a scar. And funny enough, it's somewhere around here. So there was a time I went drinking, and after every session of chewing, not even drinking, I went chewing. And after every session of chewing, I'd have a drink and I'd smoke weed. That was my cocktail. Mogoka, then after that, some alcohol and some weed. So my friend had warned me that there's a place I should not go and buy weed because the policemen have been patrolling that area. So I heard him, but I didn't take that statement seriously. So after finishing chewing, it was around 6:30, heading to 7. I'm somebody who used to always go home early. I went to buy the weed. So I went down this road and I purchased the weed from this shop. So I came with a bike, and as I was getting onto the bike, I hear this gentleman holding me and they're telling me, "Jana, get off the motorcycle." I froze because I knew this is what I had been warned about, but I didn't listen. So they stood beside me, there were two of them, and as we were walking, I pretended that I was very innocent, and I remember even pulling a scene, but diving into my pocket and throwing away the weed so that there's no evidence. So they didn't see that, and when they searched me, they couldn't find any weed. But they knew for sure that I didn't come all that way to buy cigarettes. So they took me into some dark street, some dark alley to try and get me to maybe cough out some cash. So I had just gotten this new small-time job that I had just started, and I was like, gosh, I've just gotten a job and I'm being arrested. There's no money. How am I going to be bailed out? What story is this that will be given to my wife? What am I doing with my life done? So while I was in that alley, we stood on a higher ground, and beneath there was water because it had rained and it was a rainy season. And so a thought came to my mind, and I thought, you know what? I can push this policeman and get away. That was a very, very bad mistake. So what did I do? I pushed the policeman, I jumped off the cliff, and I ran. And there was a place you're meant to take a bend and turn. So as I took that bend, my shoes were official, so it was very slippery. And there were posts that demarcate the walking path for a mall that was across the fence. So I slid as I was still trying to run away. By the time I've pushed one of the police officers, he has fallen into a ditch. The other one is running after me. So as I turned, I ran straight into one of those walking posts, those thick ones with cement and metal around. I ran into it, bam, and I hit my head there. Immediately I knew I have injured myself. So the police caught up with me and they took me aside, and man, I prayed and I cried and I was like, God help me, I cannot go in. So they were so annoyed with me because number one of them was wet. Number two, I didn't have money. So God heard my prayer. And they told me go home. And I went home and I lied to my wife that I fell off a bike. Those are some of the stories of addiction. Sounds like fun, but I'd have lost my eye. And I really thank God that He kept me. If you want to know more about my story, kindly visit my YouTube page. You can go to my bio link or the link below, and you can find more information about my story and also content on addiction and how one can be able to take the necessary steps to get out. All right? This is D-Man. your wellness coach.